Welcome back to For the Record. Joining us now is Dr. Fatima Afka, Associate Professor at Clemson University. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us about your AI research.
So the way we use AI is for autonomy and autonomous vehicles. Mostly we are focusing on autonomous UAVs. So we are trying to take this technology to the people that have been less benefiting from AI, and how we can help them in scenarios like natural disasters or man-made disasters, and how we can bring technology to have a safe environment for first responders.
So your AI would be doing what exactly? Is it driving the vehicle, or is it providing a map of the area? What would the AI do?
So we use it at different levels. So AI, like reinforcement learning models, are being used for the drones to find the paths, doing the real-time mapping and trajectory planning. We are also using like computer vision tools for like there are another type of AI tools to, for example, analyze the images that the UAV takes at the real time, sending these images back to first responders, or even like better processing those images on board of the drone and make sense of what's happening.
So play along with me for a second.
Sure.
Many times we go to the movies and we're watching this amazing action movie, and we see drones and AI doing all this amazing tech in the middle of a war zone, per se. That technology does end up becoming part of our everyday life for the future.
True.
Is this where we are going? And if that's where we're going, how vital is the research that you are doing?
So I think it's not avoidable that we're going to get to that point. So drones, they're going to be in cities, and people, they're going to use them for like different applications beyond just like photography or something.
Weather research, for example, when
Yes.
storms and tornadoes and so on.
Yes, exactly. And that's how we use them. Like we use drones for monitoring the wildfires, actually trying to recognize and identify a wildfire in a remote forest area much sooner than other ways that they are being recognized right now, like using satellite images. And we're trying to get real-time information of the fire zone field for the first responders. So instead of having a pilot on an aircraft or a helicopter close to the fire zone, or having like first responders to being close to that fire area, we can have a very affordable, cost-effective, unpiloted drones to operate in that dangerous zone and get the images for the first responders, so they can know that the fire is happening, know the intents of the fire, what are the areas that the fire is growing, and at the same time it's going to be like safe for them, so they can manage their resources much better.
It's one thing to get college students, your college students, to understand this and be excited about it and see where the applications work. How do I explain this stuff to my grandmother or my mom?
So I think if we talk about all of the benefits and cool application that AI can have, they all gonna get excited. So not only like the new generation, as you mentioned, that they're like much ahead of us, but also the older generation about.
But if you've met my mom, she's gonna get scared too. So there's the
And they're valid concerns.
Yeah.
So like if we are talking about drones, people are always like concerned about privacy and safety. What about this drone is gonna like collide to something? So what we do as researchers, and what like the government do, or other like standard bodies, they make sure that all of these challenges are addressed before the technology comes to market and people can use it. So there are like very strict rules about where you can use the drones, how you can use them, who can fly it. But as the technology grows in terms of like privacy, security, autonomy, the communication that these drones can have with human, they become safer and safer than they can be like used in other applications.
Are you seeing these applications and the research in more and more fields every day?
Yes, they can be used for many applications. Like imagine that you have like an earthquake in an area, and like the base stations that they use to provide like cellular communication systems for you, LTE, it's down. So people, they cannot use their cell phones in the situation that they need it the most. So these drones can fly and they can serve as an like flying base stations and provide communication services. They can deliver emergency drugs or something for the people that they are like stuck in a situation. They can find the survivors. They can find an evacuation path for the people to come out of that danger zone safely. There are many, many benefits that they can provide that we cannot like expect or put human in danger of providing those type of services.
Yeah, the biggest thing they do is they literally save lives.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here with us. Still to come on For the Record, a Wofford professor explains her work with artificial intelligence.